Welcome to Stoic Today, the space where self-mastery meets emotional freedom. We're truly honored to have you with us. If you believe healing begins with truth and strength is born in silence, then you're in the right place. Before we dive into today's powerful message, we invite you to take just a moment of your valuable time to click the subscribe button, leave a comment, and become part of a community committed to rising above pain with wisdom and clarity. Thank you deeply for showing up for yourself and for your future. Now let's move into a truth you may have been waiting your whole life to hear. What really happens when the one who always stayed finally walks away? The one who gave chance after chance. The one who forgave, explained, pleaded, waited. When that personne super empath reaches their breaking point and chooses peace over chaos, silence over battles, and healing over cycles, something extraordinary happens. Because sometimes, the loudest statement you'll ever make is the sound of nothing at all. When you finally walk away, not in anger, not in fear, but in full awareness and strength, the shift is seismic. That moment marks not just the end of a relationship, but the beginning of your rebirth. So listen closely. What you're about to hear isn't just powerful, it's transformational. This is where the story really begins. Click to continue watching the next video. Let this be the moment everything changes. And don't forget, subscribe now to Stoic Today. Your clarity is calling. Your healing deserves a voice. Let it be yours. Have you ever felt that inner click, like something deep within you suddenly woke up? Not from anger, but from truth. That moment where your soul finally says, enough. When the super empath, the one who gave endlessly, felt everything, and forgave without limit, rises, looks the narcissist square in the eyes, and turns to walk away for the very last time. It's not rage, it's not revenge, it's clarity, peace, and power, all rolled into one life-altering decision. Because that moment isn't the end of something, it's the bold beginning of everything new. This isn't a story about heartbreak, it's a story about reclamation. We're not talking about what was taken, we're talking about what's being taken back. The moment you stop breaking yourself apart to keep someone else whole, you don't just reclaim your heart, you reclaim your voice, your mind, your light. The day the super empath walks away is not about runnings, about rising. Let's go empathy is often misunderstood. People assume that being deeply empathetic means being soft, overly emotional, or even naive. But real empathy, true, grounded, powerful empathy, is anything but weak. It's the ability to feel what others feel, to understand their pain, to sit in their emotional experience without judgment. That level of awareness takes strength. It takes courage. It takes someone who is emotionally intelligent and attuned to energy, someone who can walk into a room and know what isn't being said. That's not weakness, that's a superpower. Super empaths don't just feel deeply, they see clearly. They notice the micro shifts in behavior, the inconsistencies in tone, the unspoken tension in conversations. They pick up on red flags long before anyone else does. The challenge is they often override that intuitive knowing in favor of giving someone the benefit of the doubt, especially with narcissists. Why? Because empaths see the potential in people. They believe in change. They believe in second chances, and in the hands of the wrong person, that belief becomes a tool for manipulation. Narcissists are drawn to that light like moths to a flame. They seek out empaths because they crave validation, attention, admiration, everything the empath gives so freely. But here's the truth. When the empath hasn't yet recognized their worth, they become a magnet for emotional vampire. They get caught in a cycle of giving, fixing, explaining, defending, and losing pieces of themselves in the process. The superempath doesn't stay because they're weak. They stay because they're loyal, because they hope, because they love. But when that same empath wakes up to their power, when they finally see that their ability to love and care and understand isn't a flaw, but a gift, everything shifts. They stop trying to rescue the narcissist and start rescuing themselves. They stop chasing approval and start choosing peace. That's when the superpower becomes unstoppable. That's when the empath draws the line, not out of anger, but out of wisdom.
A woman embraces her singleness. She realizes that it is not about waiting for someone to complete her, but about becoming complete in herself. This season provides an opportunity to build emotional, spiritual, and mental strength, which are crucial for any relationship. Many people enter relationships seeking happiness, unaware that true joy comes from within. A relationship cannot fill an internal void, and relying on another person for fulfillment only leads to disappointment. Singleness allows a woman to cultivate inner joy, develop confidence, and this time is not a delay, it's divine design, shaping you into someone who attracts what aligns with your highest purpose. Establish a deep sense of identity that is not dependent on external validation. During this time, she has the freedom to explore her dreams, build her career, travel, learn new skills, and invest in herself in ways that might be more challenging. When she has to consider the needs and desires of a partner, she can establish strong relationships with friends and family, and deepen her faith and create a life that is fulfilling on its own. In the ability to embrace singleness, transforms it from a period of waiting into a period of becoming. It is a season. This time is not a delay, it's divine design, shaping you into someone who attracts what aligns with your highest purpose. To be lived fully, not endured, because a person who is whole in singleness will bring strength and completeness into any future relationship. And many believe that entering a relationship will complete them, as if they are halves searching for another half to make them whole. But no relationship can fill a void that only personal growth and self awareness can satisfy. A woman must first embrace her own wholeness before stepping into togetherness with another. When two incomplete people come together, they do not create completeness, they create. This time is not a delay, it's divine design, shaping you into someone who attracts what aligns with your highest purpose. Dependence, frustration, and emotional instability. True togetherness is not about completing each other, but about complementing each other. Wholeness means knowing who you are, understanding your worth, and living in alignment with your purpose. It is about being content with yourself, confident in your identity, and secure in your journey. Many people enter relationships seeking validation, hoping that love from another will heal their insect. Security, but no person can give what only personal growth can provide. The healthiest relationships are built. This time is not a delay, it's divine design, shaping you into someone who attracts what aligns with your highest purpose. When both individuals bring fullness, not emptiness. Singleness is the season to cultivate wholeness. It is the time to heal from past wounds, develop emotional maturity, and strengthen personal values. A woman who rushes into a relationship without doing the inner work often finds herself molding into someone else's expectations, losing sight of her own purpose. But a woman who is whole does not settle for less than she deserves because she understands her value. She does not fear being alone because she has built a life that is rich, and this time is not a delay, it's divine design, shaping you into someone who attracts what aligns with your highest purpose, fulfilling on its own. When two whole individuals come together, love becomes an addition, not a necessity. They walk together, not out of desperation, but out of choice. Their connection is not built on neediness, but on mutual respect, shared purpose, and genuine companionship. Wholeness is not just preparation for love, it is the foundation upon which lasting love is built. And time spent alone is not time wasted, it is time to build in a world that glorifies relationships and companionship. Solitude is often misunderstood, but seasons of singleness, this time is not a delay, it's divine design, shaping you into someone who attracts what aligns with your highest purpose. Provide a rare opportunity to focus on personal growth, dreams, and purpose. Without distractions, it is a time when a woman can invest in herself, you develop her skills, and shape the future. She envisions many people view singleness as a waiting period, a phase to endure until the right person arrives. But those who embrace it as a time for building see it differently. It is a season to deepen self awareness, strengthen emotional resilience, and pursue ambitions with undivided focus. It is the time to nurture passions, expand knowledge, and create a life that, this time is not a delay, it's divine design, shaping you into someone who attracts what aligns with your highest purpose. is fulfilling on its own when a woman maximizes this period. She steps into relationships as a person of value rather than someone searching for validation. Every great structure requires time to be built. Rushing the process leads to instability. And the same principle applies to personal growth. A woman who uses her time alone wisely lays the foundation for a strong future. She explores new interests, sets meaningful goals, and works towards financial independence. She cultivates relationships with friends and family. This time is not a delay, it's divine design, shaping you into someone who attracts what aligns with your highest purpose, develops a deeper connection with her faith, and learns the art of self love. This season is also an opportunity for healing past wounds, disappointments, and fears. Do not disappear simply because a new relationship begins. They must be addressed, processed, and resolved. Time alone allows for introspection, helping a woman become emotionally whole and mentally strong. When she eventually meets the right person, she brings completeness, confidence, and purpose into a relationship. She does not look for someone to build her. This time is not a delay, it's divine design, shaping you into someone who attracts what aligns with your highest purpose. Life, she builds it herself, making any future relationship a partnership rather than a rescue mission. Many women are led to believe that being single means waiting, waiting for love, waiting for the right person, waiting for life to truly begin. But singleness is not a waiting room. It is a transformation process. It is not about standing still in anticipation of someone else's arrival, but about evolving into the best version of oneself. Every day in this season is an etche opportunity to grow, to build, and to step further into. This time is not a delay, it's divine design, shaping you into someone who attracts what aligns with your highest purpose. Purpose. Waiting implies passivity, but becoming is an active journey. It is about discovering strengths, refining character, and unlocking hidden potential. A woman who sees herself as waiting may feel stagnant, believing her life is incomplete, until she finds a partner. But a woman who sees herself as becoming, he knows that every experience, challenge, and victory is shaping her into the person she is meant to be. She understands that fulfillment does not come from a relationship, but from living a life of purpose and passion. Plumbing. This time is not a delay, it's divine design, shaping you into someone who attracts what aligns with your highest purpose. Means healing from past wounds, breaking unhealthy patterns, and developing emotional maturity. It means embracing independence, learning to stand strong in one's values, and cultivating joy that is not dependent on external circumstances. It is about setting goals, taking risks, and stepping into new opportunities without fear of doing it. Alone, a woman who is becoming does not shrink herself to fit someone else's expectations. She rises to the fullness of her potential. The beauty of this process is that when love does come, it finds a delay. This time is not a delay, it's divine design, shaping you into someone who attracts what aligns with your highest purpose. Person who is already whole, already thriving, and already complete. She does not enter a relationship seeking completion, but as someone who brings value, strength, and purpose into it. She is not waiting for life to start. She is already living, growing, and becoming all she was created to be. Life often feels like a race with timelines imposed by society, culture, and personal expectations. Many believe they must achieve certain milestones by a specific age, marriage, children, career, success, fearing that any delay means they are falling behind, but no one is. This time is not a delay, it's divine design, shaping you into someone who attracts what aligns with your highest purpose. Ever late when they are walking in divine timing. God's plan is not bound by human schedules, and His timing is always perfect. What may seem like is often divine protection, preparation.
Doesn't make noise, and that's exactly why it's so powerful. After the chaos of being entangled with a narcissist, the silence that follows when the super empath walks away is not emptiness. It's freedom. It's the return to a state of being where you're no longer constantly reacting, explaining, defending, or walking on eggshells. That peace is not just the absence of drama, it's the presence of self. And when you embody that, it speaks louder than any words ever could, because narcissists expect emotional reactivity. They expect begging, pleading, rage, or tears. What they don't expect, what they can't control, is your calm. When the empath finally disconnects and no longer responds to the bait, the narcissist loses their grip. There's no supply to feed their ego, no emotional fuel to keep their games going. And that quiet withdrawal, that centered stillness, sends a message far more powerful than any confrontation. It says you no longer have access to me, not because you hate them, but because you love yourself enough to no longer participate in dysfunction. That kind of peace isn't passive, it's fierce. It's intentional. It's the result of choosing healing over chaos, clarity over confusion, self-worth over suffering. There's a shift that happens inside when you reach that place. You no longer need to be understood by them. You don't chase closure. You don't try to rewrite the story or get them to admit what they did. You already know what happened. You lived it. And now the most powerful thing you can do is live beyond it. Your peace becomes your boundary. It becomes your filter. It protects your energy, your space, your heart, and most importantly, it re-enters your identity. Not as someone who survived the narcissist, but as someone who outgrew the need to prove their value to anyone. Peace is power because it reflects your healing. It shows you've stopped performing for love. You've stopped tolerating bare minimum connections. You've stopped confusing intensity with intimacy. That peace radiates. It changes your posture, your tone, your choices. People feel it when you walk into a room. They sense that you are no longer available for anything less than respect, authenticity, and emotional maturity. You no longer react, you respond. You no longer absorb, you observe. And in that space, you reclaim your time, your focus, and your future. Most people try to make noise to prove their worth, but the empath who has done the inner work knows they don't have to. They understand that true power is quiet. It doesn't argue. It doesn't chase. It doesn't engage in emotional tug of wars. It just is. That unshakable peace speaks volumes. It sends a ripple effect into every area of your life. Your relationships, your work, your sense of purpose. When true clarity arrives, it doesn't just change how you feel, it reorganizes your entire life. It clears away what no longer aligns with who you are becoming. It gently, but firmly, removes the people, patterns, and pain that once felt familiar but no longer serve your growth. And even when the narcissist inevitably tries to return, as they almost always do, you won't be shaken. Because now, your peace stands like a door they no longer have the key to. Not because you slammed it in anger, but because you've evolved past the version of yourself who ever needed chaos to feel connection. You've outgrown the storm they still try to live in, and now, your calm is your boundary. This is what real healing looks like: quiet, steady, and irreversible. If this message resonated with your journey, don't let it fade into the background. Like this video if you're choosing peace over patterns. Comment with how you've reclaimed your inner space. Subscribe to Stoic today right now, because your emotional freedom is not a distant dream. It's available, it's real, and it begins with a choice. Your next breakthrough is waiting. Hold. Click to watch the next video and let this be the moment you rise even higher.